Hello everyone, today we're going to tell you about the movie, The Platform, from 2019. It all starts with the introduction of Garang, who finds himself in cell number 48, and he shares the cell with Trimagasi. There's nothing here, just an isolated bed, and a gigantic hole in the ceiling, and the floor, revealing similar people imprisoned in an unknown place. His cellmate explains that a new month has just begun, and they need to figure out what they'll eat. But one thing he knows for sure, the leftovers from those above. In one way or another, Garang tries to be friendly, but Trimagasi asks him to stay on his side of the cell, mentioning that he's been living there for quite some time. His experience indicates that level 48 is good, but after a month, they'll be moved to a new sector. And now, it's time for food. Trimagasi quickly devours everything within his reach, while Garang can't grasp what's happening, only managing to grab an apple. And the platform starts descending. Trimagasi spits after it, arguing that the people above do the same. A few minutes later, the temperature rises sharply, because no one can take food with them, and Garang immediately discards the apple. Shortly before this, he had an interview, where he had to sign a document agreeing not to leave the building until the contract is over. Each person is allowed to take only one object, and he chose the book, Don Quixote. A new day comes, and Garang once again refrains from eating, while his cellmate tells a story of how he bought a knife, but the next day, a commercial for a better knife appeared, which made him lose control and throw the TV out the window, accidentally hitting a passerby. And this led him to either a mental institution or the hole, and that's how he ended up here. During this time, he managed to reach the 139th floor, but it's not the scariest part, and there are many more levels below, but even on his floor, there was not a single crumb left. Though even so, you can survive a month, but if they move you to a similar level in the new month, the worst will begins. So Garang asks the people below to eat less, so that everyone can have a small bite, while Trimagasi displays his object. Tomorrow Garang finally decides to eat a bit, and Trimagasi adds that in the next month, they will wake up in identical cells. And only now, Garang understands how he managed to survive on the lower level. Lunchtime arrives, but this time, a woman named Miharu is on the platform. And Trimagasi asks not to notice her, because she goes down every month, searching for a child, but eliminating her cellmate before that, thinking it increases her chances of finding her son. The people downstairs, seeing Miharu, try to grab her, but they can't get it, and she eliminates them. The day of the transfer comes, but when Garang wakes up, he finds it nearly impossible to move, as Trimagasi has already tied him up. All because they ended up on the 171st floor. Throughout the building, screams of despair can be heard. But Trimagasi says that he won't touch him until he gets hungry. After 8 days of starvation, Trimagasi find only trash, and he is hungry. But even Garang's requests to stop are in vain. And Trimagasi manages to eat some of Garang's own flesh. Only when Miharu arrives, she eliminates the old man, then frees Garang. Upon regaining consciousness, he notices his wounds have been treated, and Miharu feeds him to regain his strength, before heading to the lower floor. With the arrival of the new month, his new cellmate is Imagiri, who brings a dog with her. And she was that one who conducted his interview. They are now on the 33rd level. She explains that she had no idea they eliminate people here, but one thing is clear, there would be enough food for everyone if people were willing to share. Then Garang asks why they took Miharu's child, but Imagiri is certain that there can't be a child among the participants. When the food arrives in the cell, Imagiri lets her dog eat first. She also prepares 2 portions for the people below, asking them to eat only what's on the plate, and to prepare 2 portions for the next people, but nothing works. In the following days, Imagiri tries to persuade the people below, but they clearly don't care. Then Garang takes matters into his own hands, declaring that if they don't follow the woman's request, the next meal will be mixed with his waste. One day, Miharu comes into their cell, and while the duo tries to help her, the dog grabs the food. The temperature in the room drops, but Garang quickly catches the dog, and throws the food down. That night, Garang wakes up by furious screams, as Miharu eliminates Imagiri's dog. This deeply wounds her, and she no longer wants to eat. Even on the last day, Imagiri stays on her bed. And the next day, Garang is to face the 202nd floor and the elimination of Imagiri. Not wanting to become like Trimagasi, Garang satisfies his hunger with the book he had brought earlier, using a piece of the plate to count the days. Though he can't hold back his hunger, and he starts eating her meat. So pass more than 3 weeks, and in the new month, he's moved to the 6th level. This time, the new cellmate is a man named Bahara, who has a rope. With the help of it, he wants to create a semblance of a ladder and climb to the very top. Unaware that people do not want to cooperate, so the rope falls to the very bottom. But they still have a stove full of food. At night, the spirits of Trimagasi come with good news. This is the last month for Garang, and he will finally be able to go free. Wanting to change the system, Garang asks Bahara for help. Tomorrow they need to get to the platform and descend to the very bottom, distributing food among the residents. Bahara adds that he calculated the average travel time of the panel. Most likely, there are 250 floors here. A new day comes, and the duo dismantles the bed to use the beams as makeshift copies. Descending to the floor below, Garang informs, since they ate yesterday, none of them will get food. The first distribution will start from the 50th floor, precisely where the hunger strike begins. Although, Bahara doesn't like it, as these people helped him last month. But as soon as the men starts to argue, Bahara sides with Garang. On the 12th floor, they are met by a wise man, who is sure the administration doesn't care about their ordeal, but maybe the working class that serves the building will receive a message. They need to come up with a symbol. They choose a plate with panna cotta. Everyone who doesn't want to cooperate leaves this world, allowing peaceful people to eat. After some time, the duo encounters a living Mihara, who tries to resist the two men. Seeing that she has no chance, the duo rushes to help. One of the bandits has a katana, capable of easily cutting through the beam and injuring Bahara. In this scuffle, only the wounded Bahara and Garang manage to survive. After some time, the platform stops on the 333rd level, which is clearly more than Bahara's calculations. And even though at first they can't understand why there's nothing here. But Mali crawls out from under the bed, showing that Mihara wasn't crazy. In an effort to help, the trio gets off the platform, and it immediately descends further. Garang asks to give her the panna cotta, but Bahara can't do it, because it's their symbol. But even after a couple of minutes, the temperature hasn't changed, and Bahara gives the dessert to the girl. So the trio continues to live on this level, and Garang is visited by spirits from time to time, and even Bahara joins them, declaring that this girl is the message, as he left this world last night. As a new day dawns, the duo decides to descend even further, plunging into pitch darkness, but they still manage to reach the bottom. There, Trimagasi asks Garang to get off the platform, as he is not the message. And as soon as he stepped onto the floor, the platform shot up at incredible speed, heading to the very top. And this is where the movie ends. You can rate this movie in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as it greatly helps with promotion. We'll see you soon. Watch only good movies with us. Goodbye.